Hi guys, welcome back to The Baseline. Today we're going to be talking about detained, deported, dehumanized. This is a hard story, everybody. The border story that America might not want to hear because it's that hard to get through. But let's begin, okay? Let me ask you guys something. What would you do if your wife, your brand new wife, you just married, flew across the world to see you? And instead of a warm embrace and kiss and love and warmth, she was handcuffed, strip searched, and thrown into a prison like a criminal. Not for breaking the law, not for smuggling drugs, not for lying to immigration officials, but get this, for packing too many clothes in her suitcase. Damn, man, this isn't fiction. This isn't some dystopian immigration thriller. This is the United States of America in 2025. And today we're going to be breaking down a truly sickening story of what Nicole Rose went through. A 25-year-old Australian United States military wife who came to Hawaii for love and got deported in chains. So thanks again for watching The Baseline, guys. We're not going to whisper truth today. We're really going to drop it. It's going to be tough because it's very straight in your face, this whole thing. So it's just beyond me what is going on with this stuff. But I got to ask you guys, if you've seen the story, do you think the border officials went too far? Let's dive into it and then comment later, okay? So this is the honeymoon that never happened. Nicole Rose wasn't some random tourist. She's married to a United States Army lieutenant, guys. This was her third time visiting her husband in Hawaii. She wasn't hiding in the luggage compartment. She wasn't overstaying past visas before. She has no record, no red flags. And this time, for some reason, there were. She brought her mom to Hawaii. And why? Because this is where her parents honeymooned. She wanted to share that with her mom while visiting her husband. This trip was supposed to be about love and laughter and beaches, not federal detention. But when she landed at the Honolulu airport, she was flagged. And this is the reason why. Because she had too many clothes in her suitcase. That's not a joke. That's actually the reason. Border officials assumed that she was planning to overstay her visa based on her fashion volume. And from that moment, this nightmare began. So they humiliated her, guys. This is humiliation. Imagine this. You're standing in the airport with your mother. A border agent starts yelling in your face, telling your mom to go to the back of the line and shut up. This isn't some movie villain. This is a U.S. Customs official. Now, of course, Nicole starts crying. I mean, who wouldn't? She's pulled aside, questioned, harassed. They go through everything, her phone, her tattoos, her marriage. They even laughed at her about her marriage, by the way. I don't even know where that came from. They even asked if her tattoos were gang related. This woman is a former police officer in Australia, married to a United States soldier. This is infuriating. And they treated her like a threat to national security because what? She brought a few extra sundresses? It's ridiculous. And then came the deportation process. It gets darker. Nicole is dragged into a holding room, fingerprinted, DNA swabbed, like she's a true criminal. Her mother, thank God, was released. But Nicole, no. She was alone. No rights, no phone call, no communication with her husband. And there's no crime here. She broke no law. But here's where it crosses. I mean, not that it hasn't crossed the line already, but here where it really crosses the line. You're being sent to prison overnight. Not a detention center, a prison. Let that sink in for a second. These are murderers, criminals in an actual prison. And she hasn't been charged. She hasn't committed a crime. She hasn't been read rights, but she's going to jail. And guess what? That prison had convicted murderers and drug dealers in there. And she missed the food cutoff, so no dinner. She asked to call her husband, denied. You want to talk about human rights? Let's just start with some basic dignity. Comment below, guys. Should any non-criminal visitor be treated like this on American soil? It gets worse. She's strip searched and silenced. Nicole is strip searched, walked through an airport in handcuffs. Again, committed no crime. Locked in a cell with felons, denied food, denied contact. This isn't a movie. This is happening for real. This is what our tax dollars are actually funding. So let me say that again. This is happening under the Department of Homeland Security's umbrella on United States soil to an ally's wife. And here's the kicker, everybody. The agents told her she wasn't even under arrest. She wasn't facing criminal charges, which begs the question, why the prison? Why the DNA? Why the strip search? Because the system doesn't need a reason anymore. All it needs is an excuse. And these agents, I understand jobs can be hard, but common courtesy to somebody? I mean, what is this? Here's the aftermath. She spent the night crying in fear, of course, not knowing if she'll see her husband again, not knowing what she's being punished for, and not knowing if she's safe. So the next morning, they finally let her call her husband. It's been over 24 hours now, and he had no idea where she was. Can you imagine what he's going through? She had no idea if she was ever coming back. And then came this final blow. You are permanently banned from re-entering the United States. Not that she's ever going to want to come back anyway, but let's be clear. This wasn't a criminal conviction. This wasn't any type of legal ruling or decisions. This was a border decision. And her husband, an active duty soldier, what a kicking, now lives in exile in Australia because his wife can never come back. So what does that do to their marriage? What does that say about the country he swore to serve? I can't imagine what's going through his mind, man. It's crazy. This system isn't just broken. It seems like, I don't know. I don't know how to describe this. If you think this is a one-off, it's not, because Nicole's story is going viral because it's very dramatic. And it's gut-wrenching. I'm having a hard time getting through this whole thing. But it's also a window into something much bigger. It's a system that's bloated with power, devoid of empathy, human dignity, or just basic common respect. And it's protected by the phrase policy. You can be innocent. You can be a spouse of a United States service member. You can follow every rule, and you can still be stripped, humiliated, and exiled. And nobody's going to answer for it. We can't keep calling this unfortunate. It's not a glitch. It's a culture. This is a problem. If you're outraged, man, good, man. I'm beside myself. Don't sit on that anger. Comment below. This is not okay. Share this episode. Let people know what's really happening at these United States borders. I'm all for keeping bad guys out and the deporting of illegal aliens that have broken the law or whatever the case is. But man, this is going on a whole different trajectory. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching The Baseline. I apologize if I'm a little emotional or ranting too much about this, but man, it really struck a nerve. Your wife, can you imagine your wife going through something like this and you're able to do nothing? Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching the baseline, and we'll catch you on the next round. Cheers, everybody.